A very warm welcome to yet another brand new episode of your weekly cultural diary, Colors of India on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm your host Tina Jha, and in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to get you an update of all the cultural activity in and around the city in the week gone by. Starting with the highlights. A classical treat to begin with. After which, we take you on a poetic journey with Javed Akhtar. And finally, the Pasta Festival Italian style. Come monsoon rains and India is in a festival mode. For the next 3 months, there's a whole lineup of festival. Among the highlights of the past week was the Teej festival. So let's go to this Teej Mela to enjoy the fervour. Hindu mythology marks the third day of Shukla Paksh during the month of Shravan as Teej, celebrating the union of goddess Parvati with Lord Shiva. In Rajasthan in particular, Teej, a fast symbolic of the devotion of a wife for her husband, is among the most important festivals of the year. Priyadarshini Women's Club celebrated the 20th annual Teej Mela, an evening filled with plenty of lively colours and tradition dedicated to the festival.
This is my first exhibition in Priyadarshini Club. I'm working on gowns only. I'm a creative person, so I like this work, so that's my the inspiration.
The fair showcased the arts of different states under a single roof. The famous Phulkari from Punjab, Gota embroidery of Rajasthan, Chanderi cotton gown with beautiful Gota work all over, and the stunning Bandhani saris from Gujarat grabbed much attention. The term Bandhani derives from the word Bandhan, meaning a tying up. Each drape involves 3 to 6 months of concentrated work.
इसको बंदिश बोलते हैं, बांधनी बोलते हैं, गुजराती कल्चर से बांधनी बोलते हैं, जो सालों से होता आ रहा है। और ये कुछ कम्युनिटी है, इसमें कंपलसरी है कि शादी में ये चाहिए और बहुत सालों से चलता आ रहा है। और ये घर पे लोग अपने घर पे औरतें, लड़कियां, फिर आदमी लोग सब बांधते हैं इस चीज़ को। कोई भी समझ लो शुभ काम रहता है कि कहीं वास्तु पूजन है, कहीं ओपनिंग है या शादियाँ हैं, मंगनी है, तो उसमें ये चीज़ हर जगह, पहले गुजरात में थी लेकिन अभी हर जगह पॉपुलर हो गई, तो हर जगह चलती है ये चीज़।
Under the rituals of Teej, married women of all age groups undertake a complete fast, not even water. That extends to the cultural celebration. Mehndi, dressing up, games, swings and much more that tie in with the season. It is about seeking blessings for marital bliss, deeply embedded in the country's cultural ethos. Well, Teej is a special occasion for women for so many reasons. A spirit of self-sacrifice and of course all the entertainment and food, an occasion to relish. Moving on now to another performance. Well, exponents of Indian classical dance and music, greats who've made a mark with their hard work and skill, hold a special place in our cultural heritage. Institutions of art around the country take special pride in turning special days of these legends into a celebration of their art. So here's one such occasion turned into a festival of music and dance.
tribute to a living legend. The internationally renowned sitar maestro Pandit Debu Chaudhary, who turned 80 this week. The Umang Center for Culture in the National Capital celebrated the occasion as Abhinandan 80 with a series of awe-striking performances featuring the maestro himself and a string of performers inspired by him.
Quite active in my work, my mission, which I have built up in the name of my Guruji, Ustad Mushtaq Ali Khan Sahab, a center for culture. At the moment, I'm actually concentrating on that only. Spirit of my Guruji, who gave me the motivation to go ahead, never look back. I always mention his name. Whatever I am, it is because of him.
Leading the tribute, Panditji's son Pratik Chaudhary, a Padma Bhushan awardee, acclaimed as among the country's finest sitar performers of the new generation. Pratik trained under his Dada Guru Ustad Mushtaq Ali Khan, the legend of the Senia tradition that was named after Mia Tansen. And he achieves a rare combination of virtuosity with technical skill and a deep sense of aesthetics. Inspiration, Pratik says, derives from the blessings of his father.
It is dedicated to the great sitar maestro, the living legend of sitar of India, Pandit Debu Chaudhary ji, who's turned 80 years now. It's his birthday celebration, and he has done so much for the country and still doing, and promoting our Indian classical music and sitar all across the world. Senia Gharana, the Gharana which I belong to, is the Jaipur side, the Jaipur Senia Gharana. And Senia Gharana is related to Mia Tansen. It's one of the most popular instrumental gharanas. And the speciality of our gharana is we play sitar which has got these 17 frets. You see these frets are there. These are 17 in number. And nowadays the sitar you see they play with about 20, 21 frets, 19. So we have not changed the tradition. Since Masjid Sen, who was related to Tansen, this is the 9th generation, I am the 9th generation, either father to son or guru to shishya, who all have been maintaining the same tradition of playing sitar.
Up next, a Kathak recital by the renowned Kathak maestro Pandit Rajendra Gangani. He was accompanied by Pandit Fateh Singh Gangani on the tabla. Rajendra Gangani, notable for his innovative style, trained in the Jaipur Gharana. Gangani was honoured with the Sangeet Natak Academy Award in 2003, the highest honour for contribution to Indian performing arts.
मैं खुद परफॉर्म जब भी करता हूँ और मंच पे या मंदिर में कहीं तो बहुत सुकून मिलता है, दिल को एक अच्छा एक जैसे कहते हैं कि आध्यात्मिक सुकून आता है। और दूसरी चीज़ ये कि जब हम सिखाते हैं और लोगों को जो कथक सीखने के लिए स्पेशल आते हैं देश से या विदेश से, तो उनको सिखाते वक्त भी एक मन को ये लगता है कि हम अपने जो हमारे पूर्वजों की दी हुई ये कला है, एक विद्या है, उस विद्या का हम विस्तार कर रहे हैं, आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं और लोगों तक इसको पहुंचा रहे हैं जो हमारे फोर फादर्स ने किया।
And finally, a performance that was undoubtedly the highlight of the evening. A Jugalbandi of the sitar and the Kathak by the maestros, with the brilliance and beauty of both overwhelming the evening. Preserving India's rich heritage, rejoicing in its beauty and promoting its brilliance. The message rang loud and clear.
Of traditional arts, the Umak Center for Culture carries a valuable service of keeping the Indian tradition alive and passing it on to the younger generation. With that, we slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere, because when we return, we get you a book reading session by none other than Javed Akhtar. Do stay with us.
On the other side, Javed Akhtar's new collection of poems.
Welcome back after the break. Now, among the prominent names in Urdu literature today, and indeed its history, is Javed Akhtar. Javed Saab's lyrics for evergreen Bollywood classics, his approach to theatrics and film scripts, his mastery in screenplay and much more are the stuff of a legend. A compilation of his works translated into English created waves at a special book reading session by him in the national capital.
ये जीवन एक राह नहीं, एक दो राह है। पहला रास्ता बहुत सहल है, इसमें कोई मोड़ नहीं है। ये रास्ता इस दुनिया से बेजोड़ नहीं है, कोई सहारा देने वाला हाथ नहीं है। ये उन लोगों का रास्ता है जो खुद अपने तक जाते हैं, अपने आप को छुपाते हैं। तुम इस रास्ते पर ही चलना। मुझे पता है ये रास्ता आसान नहीं है, लेकिन मुझको ये गम भी है, तुमको अब तक क्यों अपनी पहचान नहीं है।
The legend himself gives it extra literary expression. The compilation by Javed Akhtar himself is titled In Other Words. His universal themes, his spontaneous reaction as an artist and poet, impressions of people and events. They stream from an acute social and political awareness and the entire gamut of life's emotions. And they enthrall.
मेरा आंगन कितना कुशादा, कितना बड़ा था, जिसमें मेरे सारे खेल समा जाते थे। और आंगन के आगे था वो पेड़ कि जो मुझसे काफ़ी ऊंचा था। लेकिन मुझको इसका यकीन था जब मैं बड़ा हो जाऊंगा, इस पेड़ की फुनगी भी छू लूंगा। बरसों बाद मैं घर लौटा हूँ, देख रहा हूँ ये आंगन कितना छोटा है, पेड़ मगर पहले से भी थोड़ा ऊंचा है।
Several other compilations of poetry by Javed Akhtar, Tarkash, Lava and others have come together in the book In Other Words. There is also another dimension added, a translation of each Urdu couplet into English by renowned lyricist author Ali Hussain Mir.
मगर मैं कब से सफेद खानों स्याह खानों में रखे काले सफेद मोहरों को देखता हूँ। मैं सोचता हूँ ये मोहरे क्या हैं। अगर मैं समझूं कि ये जो मोहरे हैं सिर्फ लकड़ी के हैं खिलौने, तो जीतना क्या है, हारना क्या, न ये जरूरी न वो अहम है। अगर खुशी है न जीतने की न हारने का ही कोई गम है तो खेल क्या है। मैं सोचता हूँ जो खेलना है तो अपने दिल में यकीन कर लो, ये मोर सचमुच के बादशाह हो, वजीर सचमुच के हैं प्यादे, और इनके आगे है वो फौज रखती है जो कि मुझको तबाह करने के सारे मंसूबे सब इरादे। मगर मैं ऐसा जो मान भी लूं तो सोचता हूँ ये खेल कब है। ये जंग है जिसको जीतना है, ये जंग है जिसमें सब है जायज। कोई ये कहता है जैसे मुझसे ये जंग भी है ये खेल भी है। ये जंग है पर खिलाड़ियों की, ये खेल है जंग की तरह का। मैं सोचता हूँ जो खेल है इसमें इस तरह का उसूल क्यों है कि कोई मोहरा रहे कि जाए, मगर जो है बादशाह उस पर कभी कोई आंच भी ना। मैं सोचता हूँ जो खेल है इसमें इस तरह का उसूल क्यों है कि कोई मोहरा रहे कि जाए, मगर जो है बादशाह उस पर कभी कोई आंच भी ना आए। वजीर ही को है बस इजाजत कि जिस तरफ भी वो चाहे जाए। मैं सोचता हूँ जो खेल है इसमें इस तरह का उसूल क्यों है, प्यादा जो अपने घर से निकले पलट के वापस ना जाने पाए। मैं सोचता हूँ अगर यही है उसूल तो फिर उसूल क्या है। अगर यही है ये खेल तो फिर ये खेल क्या है। मैं इन सवालों से जाने कब से उलझ रहा हूँ। मेरे मुखालिफ ने चाल चल दी है और अब मेरी चाल के इंतजार में।
Javed Akhtar emphasized in his keynote address the critical role of translation in carrying literature to wider audiences.
अजीब बात यह है कि दुनिया में ज़बानें तो इसलिए बनी थीं कि आप कहें और मैं समझूं और मैं कहूं और आप समझें, लेकिन more often than not is the language that becomes the barrier, and quite often we don't understand each other for many reasons, but one of the reasons is language too, although it is not the number one reason. Zahir hai कि then in that case translation is the only window that is possible in the wall.
Towards an opening of horizons to global literary thought.
Javed Saab's evocative poems stretch across time and space. The bittersweet verses will leave you pondering over various things long after reading. It's open now for the world to delight in. On that note, we slip into another short break. There's still more to come on the program. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up ahead, the Pasta Festival in Delhi, offering umpteen varieties of the Italian dish.
Welcome back once again. Well, food is one of the cornerstones of the Italian culture. And even when times are changing and life becomes more and more frenetic, Italians still find great pleasure in sitting at a table at home or at the restaurant. So we take you to a festival where you can witness the true Italian culture through its cuisine.
Soothe your soul with the fine taste of Italian cuisine. We bring close to you the authentic taste of Italy. The Pasta Rendezvous at 7 Degrees Brewhouse presents Pasta Festival, which included a variety of homemade pasta like ravioli, pierogies, tortellini, potato semolina, gnocchi, etc. And the live pasta counter, where the chef uses a variety of meats, sauces, fresh herbs and cheese, all displayed perfectly for the guests.
Pasta is a main dish in the Italian. So the sauces are changed, the shapes are changed, but the whole thing is that the dough is the same, but the shapes are changed in Italian cuisine, and it depends on the shape what we give the name. It's according to the shape they give the name of the pasta. So like if the spaghetti and the capellini is the same thing, it's a kind of noodle, but the capellini is little thin and the spaghetti is little thick. So the Italian cuisine is more of healthiest.
The chef starts with orchid pasta with lamb meatballs. Now orchid is a variety of homemade pasta typical to Apulia, a region in southern Italy. Its name comes from its shape, which resembles a small ear. Seasoned with oregano, topped with some Parmesan cheese and fresh parsley, the platter was a wonderful treat for any non-vegetarian pasta lover. Another variety in the same category is the German pasta. Pierogies stuffed seafood pasta with marinara sauce, with boiled prawns and salmon, and garnished with basil on top and served with some Italian bread.
Pierogies, that's a Polish pasta stuffed with some seafood in that, and the marinara sauce is always a seafood. So seafood sauce and tomato based sauce. So in that we can use the mussels or some exotic seafood with the shells. So this sauce is actually a base of seafood and the tomato one. It's little spicy, little basil in that. So, and the pierogies we used, that's a stuffed seafood in that. So that's a Polish one.
Pasta is a staple of traditional Italian cuisine, with it first making an appearance in 1154 in Sicily. Typically a noodle made from unleavened dough of durum wheat flour mixed with water and formed into sheets of various shapes, then cooked and served in any number of dishes, is indeed everyone's favorite.
Ja, es war ziemlich gut, hat gut geschmeckt. Sehr wie italienisches Essen. Sehr schön hier auch, alles gut.
Time now for some vegetarian delight. Noci pasta with vegetables is not only tempting but healthy as well.
I've been to many fests, but the live encounter that I've seen here is the most experienced one. It's the most experienced one which I've seen here. You can feel all the tastes which you haven't experienced before. You can see all of that, the spices, the herbs in the live encounter which you haven't seen before.
And last but not the least, this egg pasta cooked in olive oil and a lot of garlic with chopped onion, seasoned with chilies and black pepper. Finally served hot with German bread.
Nothing says Italy like its food, and nothing says Italian food like pasta. It is an integral part of Italy's food history. Wherever Italians migrated, they took their pasta along, and now it is considered a staple of world cuisine. Unlike other Italian products which have fairly a recent history, pasta have a much older pedigree going back hundreds of years. So do come and enjoy the variety of lip-smacking pasta at the Pasta Festival. With camera person Chetan, Ravleen Kaur for Rajya Sabha Television. Well, the fest certainly provided the most authentic flavors. A good rule is to remember that simple pasta works best with simple sauces, while complex shaped pastas work better with thicker sauces. There is no shortage of great pasta and sauce combinations here, and each one is worth trying. We hope you enjoyed this unique pasta festival. On that note, it's time for me to wrap up this episode of Colors of India. We'll be back same time next week with another bunch of exciting and colourful stories. Until then, take very good care. Goodbye from the entire team.